Well, Republican appointed justices eviscerated the right of choice, and now Washington State legislature will take away the right of choice the moment the Republicans control our state legislature. What happened in D.C. This morning, we cannot allow to happen in Washington State in the future. And the only way for us to protect ourselves is to keep Republicans from controlling our state legislature. That will be on the ballot this November, and we need to protect ourselves.
We have Initiative 120. We have a Democratic majority. You're not going to let a law pass your desk, but this is a concern. This national ruling decision concerns you here in the state of Washington.
You betcha. We are at risk here. We ought to be like Paul Revere saying the Republicans are coming. They introduced 40 bills this year to take away a woman's right of choice. This year in Olympia, in our blessed state, we cannot allow them to take over our state. And that will be on the ballot this November. Every single vote will be determinative of whether we're going to protect ourselves in the state of Washington. And I'm determined to do that, but we've got to vote to keep Republicans out of power because we are at risk in the state of Washington.
What about a constitutional amendment? You've brought that up before. Is that something that you will pursue in the next session?
I would certainly be in favor of a constitutional amendment. But again, the Republicans are opposed. They want to criminalize a woman's right of choice. And I presume they would not assist us in putting it in the Constitution. But without a constitutional amendment, every single Republican who's elected in the state legislature is a risk by empowering the Republican Party. This is a national effort. They packed the U.S. Supreme Court. And the moment they can pack the state legislature, a woman's right of choice will be gone in the state of Washington.
We'll talk to Republican state legislators today who are going to say, we're not going to go down that path. Should we not believe them when they tell us that?
No, you shouldn't believe them because the entire party is dedicated to that. They voted for Donald Trump, who packed the court, who took away a woman's right of choice in our national Supreme Court. And I'm telling you, they know they're on the wrong side of this in the state of Washington. Of course they're going to try to run and hide. But this is the fundamental tenet of this party, and it's not going to be on the ballot this November.
Were you surprised when you got the word today? I think we all knew this was coming, but maybe you held out hope.
Unfortunately not, because again, the moment the Republicans control something, they take away the right of choice everywhere in the United States. And that will happen in Washington State as well. That's why we need to vote to keep the Republicans from taking away a woman's right of choice this year.
Okay. Heavy lift to get that constitutional amendment, but a fight worth having?
Yes, so we're going to be considering that. I'm certainly in favor of a constitutional amendment. When and how to tee it up for a vote, that remains to be seen.
Thank you, Governor. Appreciate it.
Women from Idaho is set to take effect pretty quick. What does that mean for women in neighboring states like that? Will we welcome them?
We are going to welcome the women of Idaho to receive choice services in Washington State. We are going to be alert to make sure those services are available and we have enough resources to do that. We will resist with every ounce of our being any effort by Idaho to intrude in Washington State. We're not going to allow their law enforcement to come in our state. We're not going to violate a woman's right of privacy. We're not going to cooperate. We will have a shield of protection to the extent we possibly can over the women of Idaho. They deserve protection. But look what happened when the Republicans control a state. If you want to know what happens to a state that is controlled by the Republican Party, take a look at Idaho. And that could come to Washington State. And we ought to keep Idaho out of the state of Washington.